Hey friends, so the 39th gene key of liberation is all about the centrifugal force. The shadow is called provocation, and then the gift is dynamism. And this really has to do with the capacity of our consciousness in human form to express and to liberate what it is that is at the center of our being. And in order for that to be possible, we have to be in the center of our being. And this is the beauty, the centrifugal force. In order for it to work, there has to be this infinite gravity at the center that holds the momentum in order for it to be able to express and to radiate. And so at the shadow level, provocation is an incapacity to hold oneself. Provocation is responding, or reacting rather. It's a reaction where the attention is taken out of its center. it's provoked and basically scatters and loses, its coherency. And what happens as we become aware of this, because it's always the same story, the shadow is there to help us lift it into something higher, which is dynamism, which is that energy of life, of the child, of light, of joy, of all of these things that have movement, expressing being, expressing consciousness. It's such a beautiful theme and archetype of our human experience. And so the city, then, the heart of dynamism, and which is also at the heart of provocation, that's what the city is called liberation. Because it's a process. It's really, everything is a process. All nouns are really, in fact, processes. And in this case especially, it's describing the process of energetic expression. So it's a really feisty one. This gene key is a feisty one, and we can sit with it and run with it. I mean, we can be with it, whatever we're doing, and feel feel called home to ourselves. That if something is provoking us, so basically calling us to move, is that movement going to be out of ourselves, or is it going to be with ourselves to something, which would be then our dynamism? And provocation is often accompanied with, at the low frequency, an emotional quality that is going to be angry, or it's going to be fearful. It's going to be in the survival bandwidth. Fight, flight, freeze. So the way for us to not be reduced to those expressions is simply to be aware and to come back to the present moment, because that's where provocation has the risk. We risk, allowing ourselves to be taken out of our seat, of our saddle, riding this present moment, riding this wave of reality. And to do this is with us at every moment, this option, this freedom that we have to actually ground into our being, all the way down to the soles of the feet, to the bottom of the root chakra, the perineum, the base of the spinal column, the coccyx, and all the way up to the top of the head, and to feel that connection there is going to immediately allow us to rest, so that we can embrace this vertical nature of our being, where there is at once something that's rising infinitely upwards, and then something that's descending infinitely downwards. And as our consciousness comes back to its fundamental axis of our vertical nature, it can also open. Then we have this freedom, this liberation that opens us laterally into the horizontal expression of reality on this planet, the event horizon. And so we can articulate ourselves along this equilibrium, the central equilibrium of being, which is the man of Mencius, a beautiful symbol representing this expression in this state of being, which is in the present moment, where the cup is open and has its integrity to hold whatever it is we are holding in our minds, and that this mental sphere is connected and aligned with the equilibrium of the central part of the being, which is basically in the heart, the open heart, the breathing, the coherency, and then that has the base, the solid anchored base of the physical concentrated energy, which the holding of this centrifugal force, which is then going to let it fly. What is it that you wish to express? It's really, really beautiful, really profound, really important archetype that speaks to our truth, to our true nature. And then what's going to happen is we can look at this architecture, this integrity of our structure as is expressed through the man of Mencius, and understand that the man of Mencius, the human of Mencius, is inside of a meeting, which is the Vesica Pisces, between what we call the relative and the absolute. And that in relative terms, anything that doesn't flow, that isn't aligned, we can actually perceive as being, this is the correct view that the Buddhists talk about, as being a false perception, a false identification, something that we can contemplate with compassion and detach from. So whether it's your thoughts, feelings, emotions, even sensations, we can actually, the more we identify with what is true, which is this central equilibrium that the man of Mencius symbolizes, the more we feel this and tangibly integrate and incarnate as a human being, the easier it gets to separate and liberate ourselves from what is not true, from all of the identifications, the artifacts that we've made up, that we've come up with, that we inherited from our ancestors. And this isn't to say that we didn't really go through experiences that caused us, for whatever reason, to create these identifications, like identify with the victim, and this is like a really, really rampant thing that keeps us down. That's not to say that these things aren't true. It's just that they they are not definitions of what we truly are. So let's just savor the fireworks of the 39th gene key and savor them from this beautiful place of central equilibrium, which is the I am process, what you are, what I am, that manum ventus gives us an expression of. And just see what happens. Your comments are welcome. Please remember to like and to share and to subscribe. And until next time.